So I was thinking about teachers, and the teachers that I have had that I've found to be the most impactful, where you remember their shit the best, are usually the ones who are like pretty out there, like where you kind of question their sanity, and if like, and you sort of fear them because they're like wild cards. You don't know what they're gonna fucking do. Like, as an example, I had a high school teacher, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas was a science teacher, and I had him for, I believe, his biology class, and there was an anatomy and physiology class before ours that he taught as well. And one day they were dissecting cats, and so like there happened to be all these cat guts and various assorted cat parts in the trash can. As we were filing in, he proceeded to pull random cat guts out of the trash can and fucking chuck them at us, yelling the name of the particular organ so that we would know what it was, because he was a good teacher, god damn it, and he wanted to make sure we were learning. And so I remember him grabbing a spleen, gleefully yelling spleen and chucking it at Jenna Ball. I shit you not, that was her fucking name, Jenna Ball. So Ball got hit with fucking spleen that day. She went to her desk, and the rest of us were dodging organs and guts. And I sat down at my desk. I just sat at the front so I could hear him, and that was a mistake that day, because then right next to the fucking garbage can, because I'm a fucking idiot apparently. I sat down next to it, and then he pulls he pulls an intestine out, and he drapes it across my desk diagonally, and then he does it again to make an X, and then he fucking pulls a severed cat head out of the trash can, and he slams it in the middle of the shit, and he starts giggling, and he's like, "It's a shrine." He's just laughing at me maniacally the whole time, and I'm just like, I can't believe this just fucking happened. Like, and my friend Adam was sitting next to me, and I stole his pencil and used it to move the cat guts out of my way so that I could go to the back of the room and hide. And that was one example of many with this dude. So knowing this, hearing this story, he had told us before this story about the school he worked at previously, and he had said that he got fired from that school because he was doing an experiment, a demonstration, a demo, and he, I believe it's sodium something or the other, but when you mix it, if it encounters water, it has a violent explosive reaction. So in the demo, the proper measurements, he was supposed to use like a golf ball size amount of the stuff and bury it about a foot in the ground, and it would react and it'd make a little crater and be cool, and just like a little thing. And he misread it or miscalculated, and he ended up using a basketball size amount of it and blew all the windows of his school out. And I did not believe him when he told me that story until the day he started throwing cat guts at us, and then I took him seriously. To learn scientific note-taking and notation, he had us take notes on this first episode of South Park with Eric Cartman. Well, I was standing out in this field, and I had this huge satellite dish sticking out of my butt, and there was hundreds of cows and aliens, and I was up on this ship, and Scott Baio gave me pink eye. And that was the episode that we had to take notes on. So what I'm saying is, like, fucking insane teachers are a blessing in a way, because you definitely remember what they're teaching you, and they can serve as a good example or a bad example. As a bad example, I don't know how much of this I can share without betraying, like, I know a person who, he would always say that, well, if you can't serve as a good example, you can always serve as a bad example. And this man actually shit his pants at his daughter's wedding. Not my dad. I'll just throw that out there. But I know a guy who did it. And he had a medical condition, so he couldn't drink, but he made it a point to drink anyway. And then he shit his pants. And he just kind of laughed about it. He thought it was pretty funny, I think. And so, yeah. Teachers, man. Just like, I feel like I learned from weirdos. They just like, respect to the weirdos out there fucking doing what they do. Okay, I gotta go now. Thanks. We've kicked in. Okay.